There are some horrors in games that come from monsters, and then there are the ones that come from people. Resident Evil 7 sits right in between because this isn't just a story about infections, bioweapons, or another corporate experiment gone wrong. This is a story about a family that was destroyed from the inside out. Before we start, a little reminder, my channel is still small, so every like and subscription really goes a long way and helps the channel grow. Thank you. It all begins with a message. Ethan Winters isn't a soldier, he isn't trained, neither is he special. He is just a man chasing something he lost. 3 years before the events of the game, his wife Mira vanished without a trace. Nobody, no explanation, just gone. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, he receives a message. It is from Mia. She tells him to come find her in a place called Dulvey, Louisiana. And this was the beginning of the end. The moment Ethan arrives, the tone is clear. This isn't a rescue mission, this is a mistake. The house he finds is rotten, abandoned and suffocating. The kind of place that feels like it shouldn't exist anymore, but it does. And inside it is the Baker family. At first glance, they seem like nothing more than deranged, violent psychopaths. A twisted southern family living in filth and decay, but this is far from the truth. They weren't always like this. Let's zoom out a bit, shall we? Before everything went wrong, the Bakers were normal. Jack Baker was a kind, hard-working father. Margaret cared for her house and her family. Lucas was troubled, sure, but still just a kid. They lived a quiet life far from the chaos of the outside world. They weren't evil by no means. They were just unlucky. Then came the night that changed everything. One night, a ship crashed near the Baker property, and from that wreckage came something that would destroy everything they were. A little girl, and her name was Eveline. Eveline wasn't just a child, she was a bioweapon created by a secret organization known as the Connections. Eveline was designed to infiltrate and control people, but unlike other bioweapons, Emily thought she was human, an error in her thinking. She didn't want to conquer the world, she just wanted a family, and to get that, she infected people with a powerful mold-based organism. When the Bakers found Eveline, they didn't know what she was, so they took her in, they tried to help her, and then that was when everything fell apart. She infected them with the mold, and the mold began to spread. It didn't just change their bodies, it rewrote their minds. Jack became aggressive, then unstoppable. Margaret became something inhuman, something that nests and breeds. But Lucas, he didn't break the same way his parents did. He retained some awareness, but instead of fighting it, he embraced it. And Eveline, she turned them into her family, not by love, but by control. You see, the infection in Resident Evil 7 isn't like a normal virus. It connects everything. It links minds, it reshapes flesh, and it creates monsters known as the Molded. These are black humanoid creatures that feel less like zombies and more like something unfinished. But the real horror isn't really them, it is what is left inside of the Bakers, inside their own bodies, because deep down, they are still there, just trapped. When Ethan finally finds Mira, she isn't the same person he remembers because she was never just a victim. Mia was working with the Connections. She was responsible for transporting Eveline, and when the transport went wrong, she tried to contain her, but Eveline does not like being controlled. So she retaliated and Mia became one of her first victims. As Ethan searches the house, things only get worse. Jack hunts him relentlessly. Margaret turns the house into something alive and breathing. Lucas sets traps like the Squid Games, and all the while Eveline is watching, guiding and testing, because Ethan isn't just an intruder, he too is a candidate. Throughout the story, Ethan is forced to make choices, save Mira or save Zoe, fight or run. But the truth is, Eveline is just pulling the strings. She wants Ethan to become part of her family. That is the real goal, not killing him or keeping him. Zoe is different. Yes, she is infected, but she is still herself. She understands what Eveline is, and she helps Ethan not to escape but to end it. Because Zoe knows something Ethan doesn't. Eveline isn't just controlling the Bakers, she is the source of everything. Eveline ages rapidly, her body deteriorates but her mind grows stronger. She spreads through the mold, she exists everywhere the infection reaches, and the only way to stop her is to destroy her at the source. And by the end, Ethan learns the truth. Eveline was never the helpless child he saw. She was manipulating everything from the start. Every hallucination, every voice, every moment of fear, it was all her. And when Ethan finally confronts her, she reveals her true form. Not a child, but something ancient, decayed and monstrous. A being that has lived far beyond what it was meant to. When Eveline dies, the mold begins to collapse, and for a brief moment, the Bakers return. Not as monsters, but as people. Jack is finally freed thanks to Ethan, because deep down, they never really wanted any of this. They were victims just like everyone else. Ethan survives, but barely. He escapes the nightmare and is rescued by a mysterious operative, a familiar face, Chris Redfield. But even then, the horror doesn't feel finished because Resident Evil 7 isn't just about survival. It is about what happens when the horror becomes personal, when the enemy isn't just something you fight, but something that turns people into monsters while they are still alive on the inside. Resident Evil isn't the scariest game because of what it shows you, it is the scariest because of what it takes away: control, identity, and family. And in the end, the most terrifying part of the Baker house was never the monsters, it was the people they used to be. Please, if you enjoyed this video, kindly hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell icon so you can get notified when I upload new videos like this, as I am desperately trying to hit 1K subscribers by the end of this year. And until next time, peace and love.
Incredible.